Hi Mum! You do everything for everyone else. Let me help you make your life easier. Quick, short information to make you empowered and remind you why you are so important. Because if you don't know what's on the menu, how can you choose what's right for you? Hi, I'm Alina, Director of my private practice Supportive Therapy, an everyday Aussie mum trying not to lose my biscuits and my kids. As a mental health professional, I'm here to share my secrets so no other mother feels alone or powerless. Knowledge is power, and I want you to be powerful. Think of it like I'm your mindset coach through all of this. Everything is backed by science and psychology. I believe in you, and I want you to be the best version of yourself. To be happy and to feel in control, you need to be mentally strong. Hello everyone, welcome to Mentally Strong Mums. My name is Alina Bishop, and today we will be talking about AI and ChatGPT. So I was having a conversation with my friend the other day, and I was saying how great it was and I love ChatGPT, and she had no idea what it was. And I was like, let me educate you. And this is especially because of mums and our mental load, everything that's on our shoulders when we get really overwhelmed. And this especially is for those mums who feel like the majority of the time, everything is on our own. So if we can find little tricks and tools to be able to reduce our mental load and help us, why wouldn't we? And I think one of the huge motivations for this as well is this is the next generation. So for us, especially to be able to keep up, figure out how these things work, so that when your kids start to do or dabble into these things, you at least have a basic understanding, even you might not be beast mode or expert mode, whatever, but you can actually understand what's going on. So today, I'm just going to give you a quick little overview of ChatGPT, how I use it in everyday life, how you as a mum can use it, and it has its own language, and that's the trick. With all of these different things, sometimes, whatever, it might not be that good or it doesn't give me what I want. The trick is, it is a robot. You have to speak to it in its language the way that it needs. And when you can figure that out, it will change your life. The same way as when you had kids and you didn't realize or you didn't have a lot of exposure to children, you had to relearn or learn how to speak to little children to get the most benefit out of them or for them to do what you want them to do. And sometimes I still can't figure out the language of my kids, even though I try my best. But at least with ChatGPT, it works every time, okay? So with ChatGPT, the way that I have found it most efficient is for me to use it in 3 different steps. And that's how I can then conceptualize what am I actually asking for it to not waste my time and for it to be able to be beneficial to me, okay? So number 1, you have to ask it to act as something or to be something for you. So if you were going to the doctor or if you were going to a nutritionist or if you needed legal or if you wanted a financial advisor, or if you wanted an admin person, that's your first step. So what do you want it to act as or to be for you, okay? And then number 2 is, what is the context of your background and your specific situation so it understands how it can be tailored for you? And then number 3 is, what do you want it to do? So, for example, number 1, I want it to act as my dietitian. Number 2 is, I'm a family of 5 and I want a Mediterranean diet meal plan. Number 3, I want you to write me a meal plan. And then after you've written me a meal plan, write a meal plan for 7 weeks. I need you to put it in a table format. And then after you've done that for me, I want you to write me a shopping list every week. This is the shop that I shop at. Write it for me, and the foods need to be on the shopping list. Budget friendly, as well as organic and naturals without preservatives. So that's how that would work. 1, act as my nutritionist. 2, this is what I'm actually looking for. 3, this is what I want you to do. Okay? The same thing, I had trouble with one of the teachers because my kids didn't blah, blah, blah homework. I asked her to act as my admin person to write an email to my son's teacher and explain to them that we're going to try harder and apologies for the first 2 weeks of missing homework. Do you know what I mean? So because we're so overwhelmed with everything, and sometimes my mental load, I'm tapped out, I'm burnt out, I don't have any capacity to do any of this kind of stuff, I asked ChatGPT. So another one is I budget. You can ask it to make a budget for you. I make my own budget. I think it's pretty much on my website, supportivetherapy.com.au, if you want to download that for free. If not, contact me on my socials and I'll send it to you. Might even make it a download. Anyways, I'm trailing. So I sometimes have a budget, and if I go over budget, I can't do groceries next week. So then, or it's like 3 days before I have to do groceries and I don't have anything in the cupboard. So I go to ChatGPT. These are the 6 things in my cupboard. Suggest 10 different meals that I can make with them. And so in my cupboard, there's rice, potato, corn, orange, salmon, like a tin of salmon. Do you know what I mean? And then you just say, suggest meals that I can make out of this that are kid friendly. And it will suggest 10. And then you say, I don't like these 10, give me 10 more. And it will suggest another 10. It is amazing. It does anything that you want whenever you want. And especially mums in small business and how difficult it can be. I can help it reply to emails. I can also then use it for my social media. So I will then say to it, act as my social media manager and write me an Instagram post on this specific topic. And you need to include 25 relevant hashtags that will increase engagement. So that's another one as well. Okay. Sometimes I will also use it for my own health journey. I know it's probably not ethical for a lot of people and you should go and consult medical help. But my own journey, I have been left alone the majority of time with my own chronic illness. And sometimes when I feel like I just need a bit of support, ChatGPT, because I know how to speak with it, it helps me. So I will type in, I want you to act as my medical practitioner or my nutritionist. This is the chronic condition that I currently live with every single day. These are my updated symptoms. Could you potentially give me a hypothesis as to what's happening? And it will. It might not be correct because it's guessing. It's got no idea and it's not a human. But I can also then say, can you write me a meal plan that can help reduce my symptoms? Can you give me physical exercises that will reduce my symptoms? And then I will also say, can you suggest supplements that can help reduce my symptoms? And obviously, this is definitely not a replacement for getting professional advice. But just in that specific context, being a mum who is time poor, I don't have that amount of money to be able to have 5 different specialists in a week. So sometimes I can get really generalized information as opposed to me then going onto Google and then asking Google when Google doesn't actually help me because I get very overwhelmed with Google. This can give you a specific tailored information, okay? So obviously all of this, please be logical. I'm just explaining how it can be used and how mums can use it in their everyday life, okay? So don't then replace everyone and everything with this. But sometimes even with my own clients, I'm aware that they can use ChatGPT and know what to ask for, or I can write them scripts because our sessions are only 50 minutes and there's a potential for them being diagnosed with ADD or ADHD and they have no idea what that is. They can then have a conversation with ChatGPT to be able to understand what is ADD or ADHD for a person of this and go and have a back and forth conversation with them. So I think it's a complementary tool. And I think especially for mums who are extremely overwhelmed with everything, it can definitely change your life. And even for those mums out there, this is brutally honest, and I don't know if I'm going to get backlash over this, but sometimes I've needed some legal documents or legal advice. So then I will ask it to draft me, act as my solicitor or act as my lawyer, and draft me this kind of letter or this kind of statement. And a lot of this, because if this isn't our profession, we kind of need to know what we're looking for and what all of this stuff looks like. So if it can give you a draft of all the things that you need, it can be extremely beneficial into you then starting to collect all your own evidence and whatever you need, especially if you're going through a separation or there's something with wills or even writing your own will, understanding what that looks like and then asking it, how do I make this official? So if you can understand the basics of ChatGPT, it will definitely change your life and you can use it in all areas of your life. And then you can feel more productive, get all the research that you want. And so even sometimes when you ask ChatGPT, you can say, act as my, even if you were doing the basic one that I've been doing, act as my nutritionist, do research for me. All of this that you were giving me needs to be from an evidence-based and peer-reviewed or research perspective. So if you can use those terms, then at least it's also giving it that extra layer of being tailored towards you, being legitimate for what you need and what you're looking for. And then as well, you feel like it cuts down a lot of time and effort for you. So obviously, as I said, please don't use it as a replacement for all medical people or specialists in your life. But those mums who are extremely time poor, or single mums who are working so much on their own and they don't have the time, money or effort to be able to go and see all these different people or make positive choices. You can even ask ChatGPT in this current climate, make a meal plan and a shopping list for me at this grocery store, but spend a maximum of this amount of money and work everything out. So if you can play around with it and figure out what it needs and what you need and how it can make your life easier. It can also be things like, my child has this upcoming report. Can you help me, give me some ideas for what we could write about? Okay. Or, mums, this is another huge great one. Act as my travel agent. I'm going to Brisbane, ladies, for a ladies' weekend away. Suggest 5 really fun things that 5 women can do together in our 40s, in our 30s, in our 20s, in our 50s. Okay? And then with all ChatGPT, when you ask it a question, just before the end, you say, do you want to ask ChatGPT when you type it in, do you want to ask me any questions before you give me the answer to clarify? And the majority of the time it will say yes. So then even for that example, when you're saying act as my travel agent or fun person, I want you to choose all these really fun, relevant places that I could go to. To make it more specific, is there any questions that you would like to ask me before you give me an itinerary? And it will do that for you. Do you know? It's really good. You can use it in all aspects of your life. It makes life easier. Obviously, it's not a replacement for things. I cannot overemphasize that, but I've definitely cracked the code of AI and figured it out. And it has definitely made my life so much easier in every single way. And even doing things with the kids, it's made things easier. Because I used it once, just before I go, this is it. one of my children, he was 9 at the time, and he was arguing with me, as children do, which is normal and healthy developmentally. It is still annoying, but it is normal and healthy developmentally. That's what I keep telling myself. And he was saying, well, Mum, I want to be, he was on Nintendo Switch, and he wanted to be on the server on the internet with everyone else. So I said, no, you can't do that until the age of 12. And he was like, well, Mum, I'm old enough now. So then I said, you know what? Let's ask ChatGPT. And at the time, I asked ChatGPT, I'm having a conversation with my son who was 9 years old. He wants to go use Minecraft on the server, which is on the internet. I don't think he is of the right age. Could you please explain, according to Australian guidelines, as to what age children should be on the internet? I asked ChatGPT, and it said something in the teenage years. And I said to my son, well, ChatGPT said so it's not me. It's ChatGPT, and these are the laws and regulations. So ethically, I need to comply with the right thing. And that was enough. That was enough for him to get off my back to know not to go on the internet with all of this stuff. Even with mums, if you don't know what Minecraft is, ask ChatGPT. Ask, is it safe for children? Ask, what's the difference between being on the server, being on the internet? Ask what the risks are and if I should. So it can be extremely beneficial because you can tailor it and make it specific for you, as opposed to typing into Google search bar, is Nintendo safe? Like, no, do you know what I mean? So, and that's the thing. If you can figure out how to use it and tailor it to your situation, it can definitely change your life in every single way. And I use it for everything at all times. So I want to say thank you so much. I hope you have found this of benefit. This is just for information for those mums if you've never used it before, and how it can benefit your life. If it is not your cup of tea, then it's not your cup of tea. There's no judgment around it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And if it's not right for you, then it's not right for you. All right. Have a great day, and I will speak with you soon. Bye. If you are hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode, and for that, I want to thank you for your support. It takes me hours to research and create this for you, so I genuinely hope you enjoyed it and felt more mentally strong. If you have any suggestions or improvements, let me know, because I'm always open for criticisms. If you have found my information useful, please leave a review and subscribe. So by leaving a review, it's a value exchange. It's good karma. I value your support just as much as you value my free information. So find me on Instagram and Facebook by searching Mentally Strong Mums, and I'm Aussie, so we're spelled M-U-M. And then you can find heaps of resources on www.mentallystrongmums.com. And this podcast is for you, so let me know what topics you would like to see covered in future episodes. And if yourself is a professional that is working with mums and would like to be a guest to help other mums be mentally strong, I would love to support you. So message me on Instagram on Mentally Strong Mums, M-U-M-S, all one word. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day, you beautiful mum.